Katt Williams has risen as a prominent whistleblower, exposing the concealed truths beneath the glamorous exterior of the Hollywood industry. With unwavering determination, Katt has persistently revealed eye-opening revelations that are causing ripples throughout the entertainment world.
And the fact of the matter is, we watched this nigga get murdered right in front of our own face. And the nigga knew it was finna happen. He told us, and we didn't know.
Alongside his disclosures regarding the purported conspiracy surrounding Michael Jackson's death, Katt Williams has also been outspoken about challenging the representation of Black actors donning feminine attire within the entertainment industry. Unhesitant to delve into controversial subjects that may discomfort some, Katt Williams has openly addressed issues that have seemingly incurred the displeasure of certain factions within the industry.
Also be said that there's nothing funnier than a Black guy in a dress. Okay.
Multiple incidents indicate that Hollywood might be actively seeking to distance itself from Katt, possibly in response to his unwavering and unyielding stance on these matters.
Why? Because you know ain't nobody gonna sleep with him. You only got Tiffany Haddish. She been doing comedy since she was 16.
You often hear that truly understanding the inner workings of an industry requires first-hand experience. Comedian Katt Williams recently provided some intriguing insights that shed light on this notion. Williams hinted at significant revelations concerning many Black artists' careers.
Sir.
How many is that total?
9.
So you've done 9
Yes.
filmed comedy stand-up specials.
Without ever getting financed or having a deal with.
Katt's disclosure about his former idol might be surprising to some, but the subsequent revelation is even more shocking. He asserted that Steve Harvey, a favorite among many, has purportedly made a deal involving his soul with Hollywood.
I think Steve Harvey's some stand-up ass man. No, ass. Old girl who owned TV One, he used to kiss her. That's how he had to.
Undoubtedly, Katt Williams is widely recognized as one of the funniest comics of his generation, celebrated for his unfiltered humor and dynamic performances in hit stand-up specials. Despite his talent and status among Hollywood's comedy elites, Williams hasn't attained the same level of mainstream exposure as some of his peers. A supporter noted, unlike Kevin Hart, he hasn't embraced leading roles in blockbuster movies, and he doesn't host a show like Steve Harvey. Being hopeless, he once even said, "I'm just going to go ahead and announce my retirement from stand-up. I'm kinda done. I've already discussed it with my kids. I wasn't really going to do it on a Seattle street. I was going to Los Angeles and do it in the offices of ICM or LiveNation." For a while, there were rumors suggesting that Williams had been blacklisted from the industry, prompting inquiries into why he hadn't reached the same level of success as figures such as Steve Harvey. It's noteworthy that Williams and Harvey have had a strained relationship for over a decade, and there appears to be a substantial reason behind their ongoing discord.
And I ain't never sold him out saying I was better than this one or that one. I just come in here on my own strength. And so tonight at the joke, I'm going to do what I've been doing for 20 years.
To trace the origins of their feud, we must revisit December 2008, when Katt Williams publicly criticized Steve Harvey before a Christmas season show. This incident marked the initiation of their conflict, which has endured for over a decade. It's worth noting that both Katt Williams and Steve Harvey have been involved in disagreements with other comedians, and this particular instance was no exception. Even one of his fans wrote, "I haven't liked Steve Harvey anyway, so this just confirms my feelings." I do trust Katt, though. He delivers messages with such wisdom, and I just feel in my gut he's the real deal. He's definitely one of my favorites. Another one added, "Katt is solid at battle comedy. Steve is household, but household doesn't usually mean funny. Household means you're big and funny enough for them to take a bet on you. You won't venture too far off the plantation with your act, and your stature makes you hard to argue against even if you are wrong. Katt is like an Italian sports car. His humor is fast and maneuverable. He's like Ali, he hits and move. Given a choice, I'd rather fight with Steve more than Katt." The genesis of their feud can be traced back to a public challenge by Katt Williams. He boldly asserted that he could surpass Steve Harvey and claim the title of the King of Comedy during an upcoming New Year's Eve show where both comedians were headlining.
I was on the Steve Harvey show, and Steve Harvey, who is going to call in at 5:45 and get the record straight.
Reportedly, Jamie Foxx was also involved in this conflict. Fox, who was working as a radio host at the time, played a clip of Katt Williams dissing Steve Harvey, which likely escalated the feud between the two comedians. "I want to apologize for what's going to happen," Williams said of the joint comedy gig, "but the second that you get on stage, I need you to understand that that's your final time as the king of comedy. Water seeks its own level. You can't stop it, Playboy. It is what it is, so I hope you're ready. I hope you got a team of writers. You're gonna need about 6 or 7 of them." In response to the clip, Steve Harvey called into the radio show and expressed his bewilderment regarding the entire situation.
I've always been on tour with some real monsters, man. I toured with the Kings. You know, I've been on stage with Sid, DL, and Bernie Mac. I had to say.
However, on the big night when the event arrived, Katt Williams came out swinging, delivering punches aimed at Steve Harvey's comedy reputation, as well as poking fun at his clothes and hair. Addressing the crowd, Katt Williams likely had some sharp and humorous remarks to make about Harvey during his performance. He said, "Please give it up for Steve Harvey. He's one of the best we've ever had," Williams told the crowd. "But he don't want no parts of this in no shape or form. I don't know why he came out here with all this money y'all spent on these expletive tickets and talked about a lady in the audience for 15 minutes, but won't talk about me the way I getting ready to talk about his expletive-made expletive." You see, Katt Williams didn't have fame and fortune handed to him on a silver platter. He had to build his comedic empire from the ground up, starting in Avondale, Cincinnati. He honed his craft by performing stand-up comedy in various venues across the country, from the lively streets of Oklahoma to the vibrant stages of Oakland. Fearlessly, Katt delivered his routines, perfecting his unique style along the way through hard work and dedication.
Act like ain't happened. You in the middle of a goddamn meeting. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the movie with you, and then we're gonna go back.
Turning our attention to Steve Harvey, he is widely acknowledged as a devoted family man who places a high value on his loved ones. Nevertheless, Katt Williams reportedly asserts that Harvey is nothing more than a charlatan, masking his authentic self behind a meticulously crafted facade for an extended period. According to Katt, opinions about Steve's comedic prowess vary significantly depending on the source, further complicating their relationship dynamics and the public perception of Harvey's image.
You have been the king of comedy as long as we've had one. Matter of fact, the whole phrase, king of comedy, can be attributed.
Certainly, Katt Williams has built a reputation not only for his comedic talents, but also as a notable whistleblower in Hollywood. He has been outspoken about various issues and controversies within the entertainment industry, bringing attention to matters that are often left unspoken or overlooked.
Nigga in the ATL, the nigga at least excuse himself, go to the bathroom or something.
According to Katt Williams, Steve Harvey's reputation may not be as positive as it appears to some. Depending on who you speak to, Harvey is either celebrated as one of the funniest individuals on the planet or viewed as a celebrity with a less than stellar reputation. Williams has claimed that Harvey has some skeletons in his closet, including rumors of mistreatment towards his staff. Persistent rumors have circulated regarding the renowned comedian and talk show host not treating his staff well. Moreover, after his talk show relocated to Los Angeles, Harvey allegedly sent a controversial memo to his new staff, making demands typically associated with tour writers. These allegations have contributed to the existing tension between the two comedians.
And I could not find a way to walk from the stage to my dressing room, to sit in my makeup chair, to walk from my dressing room to the stage.
In the leaked memo, Steve further wrote, "My security team will stop everyone from standing at my door who have the intent to see or speak to me. I want all the ambushing to stop now. That includes TV staff. You must schedule an appointment. I have been taken advantage of by my lenient policy in the past. This ends now. No more. Do not approach me while I'm in the makeup chair unless I ask to speak with you directly. Either knock or use the doorbell." Steve Harvey defended himself by asserting that the controversial memo was an attempt to secure more free time during his day. He explained that the memo was sent to address what he perceived as a too lenient open-door policy that had been in place during his show's run in Chicago. Harvey reiterated this defense a few days later while discussing the leaked letter with Entertainment Tonight. "Look, man, I'm in my makeup chair. They walk in the room. I'm having lunch. They walk in. They don't knock," he continued. "I'm in the hallway. I'm getting ambushed by people with friends that come to the show and having me sign this and do this. I just said, wait a minute. And in hindsight, I probably should have handled it a little bit differently." Katt Williams appears to have legitimate reasons for his grievances against Steve Harvey. In November 2015, the Think Like a Man author faced a lawsuit for allegedly reneging on plans to lease a private jet. This occurred after over $400,000 worth of renovations had been initiated, reportedly at Harvey's request. The requested enhancements included custom carpet, a reconfiguration of the interior cabin from 16 seats to 14 seats, custom seat design, and new upper and lower cabin sidewalls, according to TMZ reports.
According to a private jet company, he did not pay the bill.
This is a
fabulous story.
After they customized the hell out of the thing for him.
Williams has also alleged that Harvey, who starred as a high school music teacher on 1996's The Steve Harvey Show, lifted the premise of his show from comedian Mark Curry. Curry starred as teacher Mark Cooper on the sitcom Hangin' with Mr. Cooper, which debuted in 1992. The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had, Williams said. Now Steve got a sitcom where he's the principal and he wears a suit. Williams also dissed Harvey's acting chops, skewering Harvey's claim that he didn't want to pursue a film career. "You couldn't be a movie star," Williams said. "There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asked for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. You have to have range." The actor-comedian took a critical stance on fellow comics Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, and Ricky Smiley during an appearance on the Club Shay Shay podcast released on Wednesday. Williams, speaking with host Shannon Sharp, aimed to address what he considered as untruths spread about him by lowbrow comedians on Sharp's show, characterizing Cedric, Harvey, and Smiley as a gang. He asserted, "For 30 years they're a group. These aren't three random guys. All of these dudes are co-entwined, and they share secrets, and this is the age of truth." Williams accused Cedric the Entertainer of pilfering a joke from his comedy set in the late 90s, a joke he also performed on the BET program Comic View. Describing the situation, Williams stated, "This is not just a random joke. This is my very best joke, and it's my last joke, and it's my closing joke. 1998, I'm doing this joke. It's on Comic View. Cedric comes to the Comedy Store. He watches me in the audience. He comes backstage. He tells me what a great job I did and how much he loves the joke. 2 years later, he's doing that as his last joke on the original Kings of Comedy, and he's doing it verbatim." Initially, Williams had given Cedric a pass for using the joke, but his stance changed when Cedric denied taking from Williams' material. Williams remarked, "He thought that I was just a no-name comedian and that he could take this joke and nobody would know." Cedric the Entertainer responded to Williams in the comments section of an Instagram post featuring a clip from the Club Shay Shay podcast, dismissing Williams' allegation as revisionist history. "Regardless of whatever Katt's opinion, my career can't be reduced to one joke Katt Williams claims is his," Cedric wrote Wednesday. "I've been in over 40 movies. My specials and brand speak volumes for I am. The people I have put on, including Katt in the Hat, at the Gibson Amphitheater." The veteran comedian Katt Williams posits the view that Tiffany Haddish may have hastened her rise in the entertainment industry. If you've ever harbored doubts about the authenticity of Haddish's public persona, this revelation demands attention. While tales of celebrities living dual lives are not uncommon, Haddish's journey to stardom seems to present a distinctive scenario. In his disclosure, Katt Williams left no stone unturned, providing a thorough exploration of the details.
Girls Trip goofball.
Right.
Or do you think that was already a script and they handed it to her? It's up to you, whatever you want to believe.
In a recent interview on V103's Frank and Wanda in the Morning Show, Katt Williams openly expressed his opinions on various fellow comedians, including Lil Rel Howery, Jared Carmichael, Kevin Hart, and Hannibal Buress. However, it was Tiffany Haddish, the standout star from Girls Trip, who became the focal point of much of the criticism.
I'm the introduction to Tiffany Haddish in the movie.
Katt Williams, who recently won an Emmy for his guest role on Atlanta, made an effort to cast doubt on Tiffany Haddish's achievements. He implied that Haddish may not be the author of her own comedic material and questioned whether she has truly established herself as a genuine comedian. He said, "She's been doing comedy since she was 16. You can't tell me your favorite Tiffany Haddish joke. Why? Because she ain't done a tour yet. She ain't done a special. She has not proven the ability to tell jokes back-to-back for an hour to nobody." During the show, when Wanda Smith, the host, stepped in to defend Tiffany Haddish, emphasizing Haddish's authenticity as a key factor that resonated with audiences, Katt Williams posed a thought-provoking question. He questioned when the quality of being real had become a marketable attribute. Williams suggested that the industry's preference for Haddish could be influenced by her publicly expressed admiration for Brad Pitt. Seizing the moment, Williams also acknowledged and praised several other Black female comedians, including Luanell, Melanie Camarco, and Miss Laura, underscoring their talent and significant contributions to the comedy scene.
Because you know, ain't nobody gonna sleep with him. You only got Tiffany Haddish. She been doing comedy since she was 16. You can't tell.
Taking it a step further, Katt Williams suggested that Tiffany Haddish's seemingly smooth success in securing deals and roles in the industry might involve certain compromises made to achieve her status. He also shared the perspective that the industry has a tendency to overlook Black talent, limiting opportunities for Black actors to fully explore their unique abilities in acting. Williams highlighted what he perceives as a significant disparity in opportunities compared to their white counterparts.
Star, Lil Rel, but you ugly. And white people don't believe in ugly stars. They think you have to be somebody that women want to sleep with and men want to be. But because we Black...
It appears that Katt Williams' comments about Tiffany Haddish and her admiration for Brad Pitt were not entirely unfounded. Indeed, Tiffany Haddish has publicly mentioned her crush on Brad Pitt in the past. During an appearance on Live with Kelly and Ryan's post-Oscars show, she discussed her interaction with the Hollywood star. Haddish recalled, "Oh, I just met him in the elevator. He said in 1 year, if he's single and I'm single, we gonna do it." So, you know what that means. Brad Pitt was standing right next to me, and then Elizabeth's husband was like, "Man, I hope we don't get caught in this elevator." And I was like, "It's gonna be some pretty babies in this elevator if we do." In a conversation with Kelly following her appearance at the Oscars, where Tiffany Haddish presented an award, the comedian engaged in a game of Marry, Date, Dash. During the playful exchange, Haddish revealed that she wouldn't choose to marry Brad Pitt. Katt Williams, in his expose on Haddish, appeared to underscore the key point that her ascent in the entertainment industry gained considerable momentum when she embraced self-expression over objectification.
Black, they say, oh, you don't even deserve that, so you get Kevin Hart, Lil Rel, Gerard Carmichael, all in a row, Hannibal Buress, just dudes that no woman would talk to.
This theory indeed holds water, as years before Haddish rose to become one of the industry's prominent figures, she encountered significant challenges. Securing spots in comedy clubs was a struggle for her, and she faced difficulties in landing acting roles as well. She once told TMZ, "I lost everything. All my gigs are gone." Then Haddish was questioned about a lawsuit involving allegations that she and comedian Aries Spears attempted to involve an underage woman and her brother in comedy skits. Spears and Haddish were accused of creating comedy sketches in which an underage girl mimicked an act of OS on a sandwich, and another sketch depicted Spears as a CM with inappropriate fantasies involving her brother.
Haddish thing, has that been worked out at this point?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. Can we talk about it?
Not at all.
Not at all.
After the lawsuit against Tiffany Haddish was dropped, she openly expressed relief and showed concern for the well-being of the children involved. Subsequent reports suggested that she encountered challenges in securing job opportunities in Hollywood, facing a form of blacklisting. However, a positive turn in her career occurred when she became associated with the Brad Pitt narrative, marking a notable shift in her professional trajectory.
But he's still good.
Yeah.
Okay, so she doesn't hold anything against you in terms of...
I mean, you know,
she participated in the whole thing, so it's not like she could, but I'm just saying, you know how people get.
Man, we...
In another interview, this time with Jamal Finkley on his YouTube channel, Black Tree, Katt Williams is reported to have disclosed more about the alleged dress-wearing scheme, a topic you might be familiar with. Katt shared his perspective on the controversial issue of Kevin Hart wearing a dress in his SNL skit, emphasizing that Kevin wasn't the only one involved in this supposed situation. According to Williams, Eddie Murphy and Jamie Foxx were also reportedly part of this practice, which some perceive as controversial within the entertainment industry.
Very, very clear. It is possible that there isn't anything funnier than a guy in a dress.
Katt Williams underscored the irony in the amusement derived from seeing a black man, such as Kevin Hart, donning a dress. He expressed the belief that the audience's reaction might not have been the same if the individuals involved were of a different racial background, pointing out a perceived double standard in the entertainment industry.
Then it might also be said that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in a dress.
Despite Kevin Hart having firmly established his stardom, Katt cryptically alluded to the idea that Kevin must have had his own reasons for taking part in such roles, and he expressed respect for Kevin's choices in this regard.
At the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the law.
Williams carefully suggested that he had observed numerous artists encountering similar challenges repeatedly throughout their careers. Given Williams' observations, one might suspect that there could be a discreet effort to undermine the public image of black icons by certain individuals or entities. In addition to his earlier disclosures, Williams revealed the presence of a covert group known as the Illuminati, asserting that it encountered substantial resistance from within the black community. The suggestion is that The Guardian, by indirectly supporting his statements and disclosing the society's name along with some notable members, has added credibility to his allegations regarding this clandestine organization. He said, "It is the most elite club in the world. This is the Good Club, the name given to the tiny global elite of billionaire philanthropists. The names of some of the members are familiar figures: Bill Gates, George Soros, Warren Buffett, Oprah Winfrey, David Rockefeller, and Ted Turner. But there are others too, like business giants Eli and Edith Broad, who are equally wealthy but less well known." Williams shared key elements of the agenda he believed originated from the elites. Additionally, he cautioned fellow Black artists to exercise vigilance and be cautious of potential influence or involvement from this secretive club.
It's not necessary for us to stir up that hornet's nest unless we intend to get stung a million.
Although it may seem somewhat overstated, the pimp underscores the importance of his advice to his intended audience, emphasizing that he possesses a profound understanding of the situation. He claims to have experienced the consequences of this alleged manipulation for many years, further urging others to take his warnings seriously.
Didn't understand that. They had to sting me a million times. I'm still not going to join, but I respect it a little.
According to Katt, he wasn't the sole individual dealing with challenges and adversity, which is why he felt it was necessary to let go of certain matters for the sake of his own well-being.
Oh, how much they talked about Martin Luther King, and I know what they end up doing to him. I know this same story about Jesus and a few of my uncles. So now,
having faced hardships over an extended period, Williams revealed that he eventually arrived at a stark realization. He acknowledged that his outspoken nature and candid addressing of grievances had subjected him to intense backlash. While he hadn't initially foreseen the extent of the hostility directed towards him, this experience broadened his perspective. He now understands that his actions, initially seen as truthful but possibly irresponsible, were manipulated and leveraged against him, allegedly benefiting the elusive Illuminati from this situation.
Doesn't mean I always make the right decisions, but I am going to stand by what I stand for.
Certainly, Katt, renowned for his fearless approach, openly revealed that he was privy to the genuine story of Bernie Mac. He did not hesitate to expose what he claimed to be the closely guarded secret within the entertainment industry regarding this matter.
People that made money off Bernie Mac didn't like him. They hated his guts.
Furthermore, Katt Williams shared his perspective on the widely publicized incident involving Will Smith and Chris Rock at the Oscars. He reportedly claimed that the shocking slap incident was staged and that the entire world was deceived. Given Katt's credibility in the production business, his opinion carries weight for many people.
That seems like a setup.
Yes. Yes. What I'm saying is, if Jussie Smollett and Lee Daniels for a living make stories that are not real, and they make...
While many initially believed that Will Smith had a genuine breakdown in front of the camera, his long-standing status as an industry heavyweight raises suspicions and leaves room for questioning the authenticity of the incident. The apparent mistake in this context has led some to reevaluate their initial perceptions.
Why would you think it would be weird if they flipped out and said a story that turned out to not be true?
Why?
Katt Williams, who took a more direct approach to shedding light on issues within the industry. The comedian recently made pointed comments about his industry peer, Jamie Foxx, suggesting that Foxx may have compromised his integrity for the sake of an award, but that's only part of what Williams had to say about the actor. Around a decade ago, during a performance in Los Angeles, Katt Williams openly discussed a rumor regarding Jamie Foxx's orientation. He straightforwardly stated, "Who's gay? Jamie Foxx." Williams even went as far as to mention a name, claiming, "I can even tell you the name of the dude he F. His name is Marcus Anthony. He's the only dude signed to Jamie Foxx's label." Then the comedian kept going and said a lot of negative things about Foxx. He used strong language and said, "Forget Jamie Foxx and the money he got from Django Unchained." He also said, "They gave me the script and I said, any guy who does this should die." And the next thing I knew, Jamie Foxx was getting ready for the movie. After that, the comedian leveled further accusations against Foxx, suggesting that Foxx made significant sacrifices to secure an Oscar. Katt Williams appeared to believe that Foxx's path to success was marked by numerous challenging moments, which have led him to surmise that Foxx may have indeed sacrificed something significant along the way. Jamie Foxx is a multi-talented individual who began his career with humorous sketches and subsequently transitioned into acting, ultimately earning an Academy Award for his achievements.
Girl, don't talk to us.
They always know that, but see, I'm just want to, apologize. Come on, shake my hand.
However, the situation may have been more complex than Katt Williams portrayed it. According to reports, Jamie Foxx didn't initially view his Oscar nomination with the seriousness it deserved. Like a typical newcomer in the industry, he thought there was no chance of winning against the seasoned nominees. As it turns out, the industry's decision makers may have had a plan in place from the very beginning.
Like, I know it sounds weird, but I was the original. All you young motherfuckers, I was already doing that shit.
Seems like it was so hard for J-May to get an Academy Award. When I was up for the Oscar, I didn't really think it was a big deal, Foxx explained. I thought there's no way I'm going to win that thing. I saw Oscar time as a reason to have fun. I was like, oh, I'm nominated. Let's celebrate with champagne and party. I remember having those photo-taking people following me for the first time. I went a bit crazy. At the Golden Globes, I had some champagne and I acted pretty silly on the red carpet. Looking back, I realized I wasn't respectful to the whole thing. Foxx talked about going to the show with a friend and being nominated for many awards that year. On the red carpet, he and his friend were shouting about how many awards they were up for that night in a way that seems immature, he said. His publicist called him and scolded him for his behavior, saying, "What are you doing? Can't you see how embarrassing this is? You have a chance, but you need to act a certain way." In hindsight, it appears that the nomination may have served as a way for the industry elites to prepare Jamie Foxx for what lay ahead. It seems Foxx had reached a pivotal juncture in his career, where he was on the cusp of being inducted into the upper echelons of the industry.
I get a call, and on the other end of the phone says, "Hi, Jamie Foxx." So who's this? This is Oprah.
The initial intervention to guide Jamie Foxx on the path expected by the industry's elites came from a renowned media mogul. This prominent television personality personally reached out to Foxx, delivering a candid message that he was potentially blowing it. She told me, "You really have a great chance to do something that is wonderful, and the character you played touched so many people, but not if you act like this," Foxx said. Indeed, Katt Williams has become increasingly outspoken on various occasions, offering insights into what he believes Hollywood elites are truly up to. This openness has led to recent reports suggesting that he is contemplating retirement from the entertainment industry. Williams' candidness and willingness to share his perspectives have made him a notable figure in discussions about the inner workings of Hollywood. That's it for today, folks. Unlike next time, goodbye.